Keyshawn, J. Will, Max, Harry Douglas in for Key today. We're playing over-under win totals for teams with new starting quarterbacks. Go ahead, Shannon.
All right, well, let's get it started. We've talked a lot about Mitchell Trubisky today, so let's start there. Right now, we're doing win totals for teams with new starting quarterbacks. Pittsburgh Steelers. Max, I'll start with you. Over under 7.5 for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Going on the over, as Tomlin's never been under 500. I don't know if Trubisky's going to have over 7.5. I might take the under on Trubisky there, but I'll take the over on the Steelers, over 7.5.
I'll take the under on Trubisky. I think he's underrated, but I don't know. Just something doesn't feel right.
For the Steelers. You're taking the under on the Steelers.
Yes.
So Mike Tomlin's going to have a losing season for the first time ever.
For the first time.
Okay.
I'm going to go slightly over. I think they're going to win 8 games this year. So I'm going to go over.
All right, let's move down to the Carolina Panthers with Baker Mayfield as their starting quarterback. Max, over under 6.5 for the Carolina Panthers.
Ooh, that's the right number, isn't it? I'm going to take the under because I got to see McCaffrey stay healthy for the whole season before I believe it. If he can, I think they can hit the over, but I can't bank on that, so I'm taking the under.
I'll bet on CMC being healthy for the season. I'll take over. I think 7 is about right to me. I think with Baker and CMC, I think that's a dynamic that we can see them winning games.
I'm going to go under. The last 2 years, he's played 10 games at CMC we're talking about. Yep. The offensive line last year was terrible. They made some changes, but I have to see it in play in the first few games they have, the Browns, the Giants, the Saints, the Cardinals, the 49ers, and Rams. I just don't think that offensive line is going to hold up against those first few opponents either.
All right, this is a big number here. Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos, Max. Over under 10 wins for the Broncos. What say you, sir?
Ooh.
I'm going to take the under. I think the number should have been 9.5, but I that's a brutal division.
Yeah.
And I don't know, the Broncos roster I don't think is number 1 in the division, and I don't think their quarterback's number 1 either. 10 wins is a lot for an over-under. I got to take the under. Even in a 17-game season in that division, I got to take the under.
I'll take the under, and this is not a knock on the Broncos. Just Wilson in his first season there in Denver with first-time head coach, first-time OC. I mean, in that division.
Rookie head coach and rookie OC.
Yeah,
and
man,
he's playing with him for the first time.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I'm going to go under because of that division and the conference alone. So that's what makes me think I don't think the Broncos will have over 10 wins.
All right, let's go down to Atlanta where Marcus Mariota is the guy now at starting quarterback. Max, over under.
Oh, wait, Shannon, no. You can't start with Max. Got to start with Harry. He's in Atlanta.
I was gonna let Harry go last because that's
Come
his
on,
boys.
okay,
I was gonna build up to it.
All right,
You can't give it to him right away.
You want to save the best for last. Okay, I got you, Shannon. Say the best for last. Say the best for
yeah,
last.
if you want to call it that. All right, Atlanta Falcons,
whatever,
Max.
Shannon.
The number is at 5. Over under 5 wins for Harry's Atlanta Falcons.
So if I take 5, that's not a push. I'm hitting the over. I think 5 is the right number. It's hard to win 4 games. You got to be really bad. I'm going to take the over.
Harry,
Jay, you up, Jay?
I think I may. I may slightly take over. Slightly, barely.
So I'm going to go over. One thing I do know about this division, when you have a rivalry like the New Orleans Saints, usually those two teams split that game. Usually they split with Carolina. You're going to find some other teams down the line to beat as well. So I'm going to go over with this one. 5
just a low number. It would have said 4.5. I would take the over a lot easier.
Every time I just see his name or think about Calvin Ridley being suspended for the season, it's just like it's laughable.
Yeah, it is.
It's laughable.
All right, we're playing over-under here on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. And right now we're looking at win totals for teams with new starting quarterbacks. Max, Matt Ryan in Indianapolis. The number is 10. Over or under 10 wins for the Colts with Matt Ryan.
Indy have last year? How many wins did Indy
have last year? Was it 9?
Sounds right,
it
9 or 10.
It may have been 9.
It's not like 10 is a high number. Like they're in a better position to make a playoff run this year. And they're in a super weak division. Or a weak division at least.
9, yeah.
Yeah, 9. I got to take the under again. I just feel like people want Matt Ryan to still be what he was, and they keep saying it, but I don't care how nice the franchise was being to him. You got traded for a 3rd-round pick. That tells me the league does not think you're that good anymore.
That's fine. I'm going to take the over. I think Matt Ryan is an exponentially different quarterback than Carson Wentz. just from a confidence and a playmaking ability. Like the precision that Matt Ryan has, Harry, you've seen him the most being down there in Atlanta.
Yep.
I think him combined with the talent on this roster for the Colts has him an underdog to win the Super Bowl.
I'm going to go over. And I'm going to go over because I like this key addition to their defense. Stephon Gilmore, shutdown corner, a guy that can take away half of the football field. You have two phenomenal linebackers in Okereke and Shaquille. I can't even think of the last name because Leonard now. And then you have that defensive line, DeForest Buckner. You have the run game, Jonathan Taylor. Matt Ryan in big moments is not going to squander like we've seen Carson Wentz. So I'm going to go over with this team.
If it was the over-under was 9.5, I would go. Like 10 to me sounds
yeah,
right.
10's a lot, man.
10
big
sounds
number,
right
yeah,
to me. 11 sounds like a lot.
All right, we'll do one more team here, and we'll do some others later on in the show. But the last team that we'll do here, looking at win totals for teams with new starting quarterbacks this year, we're going to go to Cleveland Browns with Deshaun Watson / Jacoby Brissett as their starting quarterbacks. Max, the number is 8.5, over or under Cleveland Browns win totals.
I'm taking the under. I think people are thinking a lot of Jacoby Brissett, and I think Jacoby Brissett's a nice backup to have. 3 or 4 games. You want to play 11 games? I don't think you're going to win half of those games. I think you'll win fewer than half of those games. And then what's Deshaun going to do? Go undefeated as soon as he hasn't played in 2 years? I like the under there.
Yeah, I'll take the under for all the reasons Max just mentioned.
Yeah, I'm going to go under as well. When you look at their schedule, they have the Chargers, New England, Baltimore, Cincinnati, Miami, Buffalo, Tampa, all back-to-back weeks with a bye week in there. Then Deshaun Watson comes back for Houston. We don't know how he's going to be. And you still have, after he comes back, Cincinnati, Baltimore, New Orleans, and Pittsburgh to finish the division series off with them. So I'm going to go under.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.